What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Fix It Garage. In today's episode, we're going to go pick up the cylinder heads and we're going to start putting the engine together. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, here we go. Here it is, put together. Got the new Subaru 12 millimeter oil pump, ARP head studs, IAG block, new Killer Bee oil pan, and there's the as you guys saw, I put the new IAG baffle windage tray in there. So we're gonna experiment with their new product. Got the back end all ready for the clutch. Speaking of the clutch, I actually happen to have two clutches for this. I've got a ACT streetlight clutch, and then I have a competition twin disc clutch. I was going to use this, decided I want to keep it a little bit more streetable, so that's going to go in another day when I take this thing off the street and make it a permanent track car. Going through more parts, Mishimoto radiator. I've got some Mishimoto fans in that box over there. IAG air oil separator covered with a bunch of heat sinks, just trying to be careful. A Mishimoto coolant overflow tank. It's got a Cobb air intake. What else we got? We have a Cobb full turbo back exhaust. As you can see, I've also wrapped stuff just to try to keep the heat from the turbocharger from getting to anything. This has full Öhlins coilovers on it currently right now. Stay tuned for suspension work later on once the engine gets done. Big plans for that once this is all broken in and running and driving. And then, I guess this is kind of a sacrilegious thing to do. Let's go to the other side of the car. But I had some parts recently get powder coated, and one of them is the red intake plenum. Didn't like how it looked, decided to go with something different. So let's walk this into some light so we can actually see what I'm talking about. Sorry about the poor camera, still learning. So yeah, as you can see, it's a dark teal colored intake plenum. Also did the side covers and a few other random pieces. So yeah, should be pretty interesting looking. Rallytech skid plate also. Thank you guys for making a really quality skid plate to protect the bottom of this car. When this thing is done and broken in, this thing will be going to the racetrack. I will be track daying and autocrossing and improving my driver skills. I've done it when I was younger, so I'm trying to get back into it. Stay tuned for that. Alright, so we just got here to Summers Racing and we picked up our cylinder heads. You can see, there they are, just chilling. Time to get home and get these things installed. Let's take a look at what we picked up. So here we go. Here are my cylinder heads. So they are stock EJ 25 heads. They had a light port job. They've got GSC valves, Brian Crower valve springs, Brian Crower 272 cams. They put new buckets in it, cleaned it up, pressure tested it, make sure everything's good to go. Oh, and new valve guides, forgot about that. So now we got them back, let's get them installed on the car. welcome back. As you can see, heads are on. Heads are bolted on with those new ARP head studs. Got the cams and everything bolted in. Machine Shop did a fantastic job with these. Shout out to Summers Racing. If you want to know who they are and you live in the Pacific Northwest, I'll put a link in the description for them. All right, keep going back together. as you can see, we've got the engine all timed. You can see I went through the procedure to time the engine. We've got our side covers on. We've got spark plugs are in, coils are in. Got all the EGR stuff mounted back up. Yeah, I'd say we made some good progress today. All right, guys, so that's a good stopping point for today. This episode was starting to get kind of long, so I think we'll make this into a 2-part episode. The next episode, we're gonna finish reassembling the engine, get it in, and maybe even get it started. If you guys like what you saw, please leave a like. Let's have a conversation or have some feedback in the comment section below. And please consider subscribing. We're almost to our subscriber goal of 30. When we get there, I'll release a special episode, either a go-kart or a rally video. So until next time, remember, there's no such thing as a finished project.